What is up, my computer duders? Have you ever been in a convenience store or a theme park or any situation where all of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, there's just a stampede of children? Like maybe it was a school trip, or maybe like there's a group from the local high school or whatever that's stopping by the convenience store to get slushies or some shit. And it makes you think to yourself, I really got to get on that whole vasectomy thing. Like, I've been planning it for a long time. I keep saying I'll do it. I can't leave it to chance anymore. I mean, even if you only do girls in the ass, what if you have, like, super sperm? What if you have Lance Armstrong sperm that crawls out of the pussy, across the wasteland of the taint, and into... No, the other way, from the asshole into the vaginal cavity. It could happen. That's basically how kangaroos, like, they come out of the birth canal as this little gross looking worm thing, and they crawl all the way up into the pouch. You're gonna tell me a sperm couldn't be like, hey, wait a minute, there's poop in here. We've been betrayed. He sent us all to our deaths, but I, for one, am not going to accept it, and I'm gonna... Like, the theme from Rocky starts playing. The eye of the tiger, da 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 da, ba 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 ba, ba 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 na 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 of the tiger, bum bum bum, bum bum bum. And he fucking crawls all the way to where he needs to be and then swims the rest of the way. And at that point, you can't abort the kid because that sperm works so hard. He earned it. You gonna tell me that little dude went on that grand adventure and learned so much about life and friendship for nothing? That should be a movie. I would watch that movie. A movie about a sperm who gets dumped into some girl's ass and then realizes that he's been betrayed by the dude that he trusted. And he must undertake a perilous journey to get, to the correct part of the anatomy to fucking impregnate an egg. Probably fucking... Seth MacFarlane has already done it. Didn't he? No, that was the movie where it was all about food, and he thought it was really witty and insightful to be like, to make it a thing about how religion's not true. It's like, really, you want to make that point in a movie about hot dogs that's mostly sex jokes? Because that's a highbrow intellectual movie where you want to talk about religion and science, and that's the hill you want to fight that battle on? I mean, I guess he's funny, but he's like... You can't say he's not funny because he's got like 1 billion successful shows. Then again, Hollywood is majorly incestuous. Like, once they find somebody they like to do a certain kind of thing and it's successful over and over, they just keep giving him work because it's guaranteed money. Like Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman did like every fucking musical score of every Tim Burton and every Steven Spielberg movie since like 1981. I should actually build something. I'm going to go back to the overworld and mine. Do I have... a pickaxe? I still don't... No, I have a singular pickaxe. I've accomplished basically nothing for the past, like, 5 videos. This is like a Dragon Ball Z story arc. Where the Nether is like my, Namek? If I remember correctly. God, we got the shittiest fucking theme song in the US. Dragon, that's Dragon Ball Z. Dragon, fight the Dragon Ball Z. It's like how Japan got a bitchin' Mega Man anime, but we got the stupid derpy American Mega Man cartoon that tried to be about comedy instead. And the theme song, the whole theme song was like a super fighting robot, Mega Man, super fighting robot, Mega Man, super fighting robot, Mega Man, super fighting robot, Mega Man. I don't want to shoot my burbs. Do you fellows forgive me? I love you. You're all precious to me. Jerry, Johnny, Nipple, Knuckles, and Hamburger. Hamburger, you're the cutest. No, I don't want to use Knuckles. That's the Sonic character. Knuckles, your new name is Chalupa. Jerry, Johnny, Nipple, Chalupa, and Hamburger are the names of my parrots. Chalupa. So I got to try a quote-unquote next generation VR headset recently. I was simultaneously more and less impressed than I thought I would be. This was one of the Windows mixed reality ones. I've talked about these. I've tried both the Samsung and the Acer now, and they both have exactly the same resolution, exactly the same field of vision. Because they figure that's what people are already paying for and will settle for. They just need to bring the cost down, which is actually they're right. Like the number one thing is not to increase the specs because most people can't afford the computer to run it as is. They need to bring the price down, which they did. They brought it down to like $300, which is where it needs to be. Anyways, what was cool about it is it has the best aspect of the PSVR design, which is the fact that it sits on your head like a crown. It doesn't strap onto your head, so if you're like me and you have metal sticking out the side of your skull, it's a lot more comfortable. I realize that's like a niche reason. There are other reasons why people prefer that design. It is super comfy, and the number one thing you want about a VR headset is comfy. Because, you know, that's what I love about VR is I get home, I plop this thing on my head, and I can just melt into my chair and let all my muscles in my body relax, except for my sphincter, because I don't want a fucking loss of containment at the Willy Wonka's fucking chocolate factory in my pants, if you know what I mean. But I fucking relax into a puddle, and I don't have to even keep my face pointed at a monitor anymore. Wherever I look is video game or movies or whatever I want. And I can use my voice. I don't have to work a mouse or keyboard. I just point at what I want, or I say, you know, Oculus, fucking, you know, give me a quick handy, and make it rough and dirty this time. Not yet, but soon. Soon we're getting there. What I'm really looking at, I finally got a Nintendo Switch, which is shockingly good. Basically, I skipped Wii U entirely because Wii U was roasted dog turds, blasted out of a compressed air cannon into the eye of God. Such a fucking slap in the face, especially since the Switch is just like a better version of the Wii U in every way, and every sucker who bought a Wii U is just beta testing the Switch, basically. I thought to myself, okay, I don't want a console. I'm a PC gamer now. I'm never going to get a console again. But I want a tablet. What do I want a tablet for? I want to play games on it. Problem. 99.999% of Android games are total fucking garbo. What about a tablet that actually has games I want to play on it? Well, that's the Switch. Okay, well, I want to be able to play with a gamepad. Oh, it comes with a gamepad. And the gamepad transforms into two smaller gamepads so I can do multiplayer on the go. All right. Well, I don't have room in my fucking life for a fucking for a full console with a TV. That's not a problem. The Switch is just this little tiny thing. I never use it. I don't have a TV. I don't use it with a TV. I have a projector, which I could use, but I don't even bother. It just lives in the corner of my desk, and that's where it lives. And it's just this cute little thing where when I'm transcoding video or something and I can't use my computer, I go and I play some Mario Kart or some Mario Odyssey, which is so fucking good. It made me realize I was getting jaded. I thought games sucked. It's not games that sucked. I was just playing shitty games. I thought, you know, one game is as good as another, and that I was basing my gaming decisions on the platform, like the fact that I wanted to go all PC and Android, when there's basically no good games on Android. There's a few, but they're very, very rare. So when I finally played a AAA Nintendo game again, I was like, whoa, shit, jizz in my pants. That's Pwants. It's so fucking good and rich and chocolatey. It reminds me of what I liked about video games in the first place. It's like, oh yeah, video games don't suck. I've just been playing bad ones. Like, I didn't think I could get into something that wasn't VR, but it reminds me it's not really about the technology as much as the quality of the game. It's never been just about the technology. Or even mostly. But having said that, I'm going to be a hypocrite now and turn around and say, I really hope the Switch 2 can be slotted into a VR headset like the Gear VR, because that would be a really cheap and smart way for them to do home VR with a system that's very similar to what they have now. It would have to have a high resolution screen because 720p is not going to cut it. I think 2048 by 1080 would just about do it. I think that's like one of the Oculus displays. I don't think they can make it. Maybe they can. Maybe by the time it comes out in like 2020, they'll have 4K screens that size. Maybe that's what they're waiting for. In which case, the resolution will be better than Oculus. And by that time, inside-out tracking. Because the Samsung and Acer headsets I tried both had inside-out tracking, which I like a lot better than sensor-based. So you won't have to buy sensors or set them up. You'll be able to use it anywhere. Which, given that it has to be portable, too, is a must. So it'll be a Switch. It'll do all the stuff Switch does, but you'll be able to slot it into a headset. And you know how the Joy-Cons have those little things that attach for when you want to use them as mini game pads, and it adds the 2 shoulder buttons? Well, there other stuff can slide on there. They could release a thing that snaps on there that adds the extra gyroscopes and accelerometers and infrared LEDs that are necessary to give it full motion tracking like Oculus Touch. That way you can use your existing Joy-Cons. You just combine them in a different way when you want to do VR. And this is going to be my craziest and probably most likely to be wrong prediction, but I still hope it's true. I would like the Switch 2 to have a glasses-free 3D screen. And you're going to be like, you really are retarded. Nobody ever gave a shit about 3D screens. And that's true. But it would let them port their entire catalog of 3DS games over to the Switch platform, which they want to do, because if we're honest, even though they said Switch is not going to replace 3DS, it is. That's what they said. They said DS wasn't going to replace Game Boy, and it did. So Switch is going to kill off 3DS, which is going to leave us with a huge title of great games that's designed to display in 3D. And if they have dual Tegra, let's lowball it. Let's say X2, X3 if we're lucky. Then not only does that get them backwards compatibility with the Switch 1 games, because it's the same family of GPUs, but also having 2 of them gives them the hardware they need to render slightly better graphics, either in 3D, using the glasses free to 3D display, or splitting it like the Gear VR does, using where your phone displays both views, one for each eye. Doing it that way, it'll still need the hardware necessary to display two different perspectives. So if you're going to include the hardware and the software support for 3D display technology, this is a way you can get the most possible functionality, and all it costs you is choosing a different display panel, and it's going to be affordable because, like I said, nobody cares about glasses-free 3D anymore. So if they can find a supplier for those panels, they're going to be cheap. And it gives you a renewed platform for 3D movies because nobody has a 3D TV in their house. Like 1% of people bought a 3D TV. But if a major Nintendo console includes a 3D display built into it, then suddenly all these 3D movies have a new place to be sold, a new market, a new audience of people who will actually buy them. And also, if you can use it in VR mode, you can watch the 3D content in a VR theater and still have it have depth information to it. So there are good reasons why they might wish to do this. And the third functionality you could add easily is augmented reality. In the same way that the 3DS has two cameras so you can take 3D pictures with it, if the Switch 2 had a glasses-free 3D display and the VR headset and also had two cameras on the back, it could be used as an augmented reality headset. It's got inside-out tracking. It's got GPS probably, because I'm getting to that. It's got the ability to be used as a headset, so you've already got all the necessities, and it can do pass-through 3D video, so you can look at your surroundings in 3D. This would be perfect for a sequel to Pokemon Go. Like, Pokemon Go was a stripped-down abomination, I think deliberately, just to build hype and test the waters for a full-blooded augmented reality Pokemon game with a headset. With a headset you put on that lets you look through cameras at the world and see 3D augmented reality Pokemon in the world with you. And by that time, all the necessary technologies will exist. You'll have the inside-out tracking. You'll have the affordable VR headset with cameras on it so you can do pass-through AR. I think it makes a compelling amount of sense. I guess I would kind of expect them more to drop the 3D display and just have the 3DS games display in 2D, but that could be kind of a disappointment because it wouldn't cost that much to have it be glasses-free 3D compatible. And if they released one system that could do all that, it can do augmented reality, it can do VR, it can play all Switch games, it can play all 3DS games in 3D. Maybe it even has a 3DS game card slot on the device. That's probably asking for too much. Probably there'll be digital downloads. It can do all those fucking things. You gonna tell me that wouldn't fucking sell like hotcakes? They could just say it does everything. The Switch 2 does everything. I would buy it. I would buy the shit out of that. You can do VR. You can do AR. You can use it as a 3D TV to watch 3D movies on. You can watch the 3D movies in VR. You can play all your 3DS games. You can play virtual reality Metroid Prime. That would be fucking dope. And Nintendo can do what they want. Like, the fact that the industry has largely rejected 3D TVs does not necessarily have to stop them from doing whatever they can force it to come back if they wanted, just by including it in their console. And if it's going to be their main console and their main handheld, having it do everything is a really good strategy, because you're saying you don't need to buy all these devices. You don't need to buy a VR headset and a console from us and a handheld. You buy one device that transforms into a handheld. You can plug it in and use it as a console. You can use it as a VR headset. You can use it as an AR headset. You can, while playing it as a handheld or standalone, you can view games in 3D. You can play 3DS games in 3D at higher resolutions than original. than they originally were at. I'm getting hard as shit just thinking about it. If you don't mind my French. Le bonheur. That kind of French. All I fucking got out of that was cobblestone. I was counting on getting at least some small amount of iron. It was not to be. Let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, I've got a lot of fucking buckets. A lot of fucket buckets. I'm gonna take these to the Nether. I mean, that's the reason I have the base in the Nether. Why don't I actually use it for what it's for? Which is to extract lava and return it to the underwater base for use as fuel. Use my idea, Nintendo. Steal it from me. I will not pursue litigation at all. I will just consider it a win to have a console that does all that shit. Because that's how you got my business with Switch, is I was looking for a tablet, and I didn't really seriously consider a Nintendo device, but I realized it did everything I wanted out of a tablet, and more. Because I was already like playing emulators on my tablet the way people play Switch, but Switch does a better job of it. So if the Switch 2 is a good VR system and a good handheld and a good console and a good 3D like display system for movies and shit, it will get a lot of people into VR who wouldn't be into VR just because they wanted the Switch for one of the other things that it does. It will bring back 3D movies and shit, which I personally like. I just think the glasses-free displays are the only comfortable way to watch them, which is why it's a good idea to give this the Switch 2 a 3D display, and I was kind of shocked that the Switch 1 doesn't have it. But I guess in order to get the quality of the graphics they wanted, they had to not do that. Let's put these away because I'm not going to be able to fill my inventory. Put these away too, just temporarily. I'll put all this shit back in my inventory once I'm done. Let's see. I wish there was a quicker way to do this. Probably there is, and I just don't know about it. You tell me you wouldn't buy that system? If so, you're a fucking liar. Don't you lie to my face. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I can afford 8 more. I really hope I don't wind up throwing one of these into the lava. I'm gonna. That doesn't. Yeah, does that account for the one missing space that there's gonna be? I think so. I think so. I'm about to fucking find out. So, on this episode of Monkey Penis Facts, which I know you've been waiting for with bated breath, masturbated breath, in fact, did you know that in the 16th and 17th centuries, wealthy men would have slices of baboon testicle grafted into their own testicle? Like they would have a slice taken out and have the slice of baboon testicle added in because they believed it increased virility, and it was similar enough that the body accepted it. I mean, not always. There were some unfortunate outcomes with old-timey genitals. Let there be no mistake. Well, actually, getting a baboon testicle piece like surgically integrated into you, that's a mistake anyway you slice it, if you'll forgive the pun. You shouldn't. It will only encourage me. That's all. Yep. Wait, that's yep. I actually had more spaces that I didn't wind up using. I think only some of these go to the. Yeah, the rest of them go back to the underwater base. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm competent. Well, that might be a stretch. I mean, we do similar stuff now in the sense that we graft pig organs into human beings who need organ donors, but don't they don't want to wait on this. I guess there is even a list just to get pig parts. That's kind of fucked up. But that's different though. That's for actual survival reasons. That's not just being a wealthy pervert from the 1800s or something who wants. I guess that they didn't have anything like Viagra, so this was their stab at solving impotence. And when you're a dude in a time period that really values that kind of thing, you're probably going to do whatever it takes. If you have the money to pay for it, you're going to try to fix your penis however you possibly can. Civil rights not on their radar. Surgically adapting baboon testicles in order to increase virility. Huge industry. I wonder if they would give me a duck penis, because if you hold on, reserve judgment. Have you seen duck penises? No, they're not yellow. You would expect them to be yellow because ducks' feet are yellow. However, they are these corkscrew spiraling, like fucking 11-inch long nightmare appendages. That's the penis you want when you've stopped fucking around and you just want to terrify her. I have no arrows left. Oh, ha! Ha ha ha! He's gone into the nether. Fuck you, creeper. I hope he's not on my base now. You thought you were gonna have explodey murder fun time, but instead you went to fucking hell. All creepers should go to hell. Oh shit, I left all my... Is there a boat nearby? I hope so. Yes, there is, thank goodness. I need to go back to the nether and get all my shit. Unless I left it in the... No, I left it in the nether, for sure. I just have to deliver this lava to the underwater base, and then I can go retrieve my stuff. This would be more exciting if there were people living in the underwater base who needed the fuel. I wish I had friends. I say that, but if I actually had friends, I would get tired and annoyed of them within like 15 minutes, and I'd be like, I wish I didn't have friends. Then I would deliberately alienate them all, and then I would cry because I have no friends and I'm lonely. That's just the unique brand of shitty that I am. You don't know what my life is like. For all you know, like, I have my Oculus Rift set up in some fucking forgotten underground municipal utility room, and I'm like jacking city power, fighting off like addicts and squatters. Like that picture of the dude who lives in a basement, and I mean like rusty pipes, water boiler basement, with a GameCube and a towel he sits on, and a framed picture of Satoru Iwata. We've all seen that picture, don't lie. I think that picture was meant to metaphorically express how it felt to be a Nintendo fan during the GameCube years. Like, those were some harrowing years. And those bad feelings came back in force with Wii U. Wii U felt a lot like trying to be a Nintendo fan during the GameCube years. I hope this isn't a pattern. I hope they're not just from now on going to have one shitty console, then one good console, then a shitty console, then a good console. Because I'm not about to buy their machines if every other machine they make is shit. I don't know if it's that reliable though. Maybe it's a little bit too much to conclude based on such a small sample size. I'm gonna get my shit from the Nether. I don't even need that. What I need is iron. What I need and can't seem to get. I'm gonna fucking have to do it. I'm gonna have to build a golem farm. You're gonna have to watch me do that. And I have to insist on building it underwater too. Everything else is underwater. It would be really a betrayal of the concept of this place if I didn't build the golem farm underwater too. Oh, it's gonna suck. I'm gonna have to watch a lot of YouTube videos. This is like that time that I said, "Oh, I'm gonna build 8 potion machines, fully automated. You put in the ingredients and set it go, and it fucking fills the chest for you." Which I did eventually, but it took like IRL months because of how complex the design was, and I kept making small mistakes and having to troubleshoot what I did wrong. And I had like one perfectly working machine set aside to compare everything to. That's what's supposed to be in that dome. The one with the alchemy shit. Like, if you've been wondering what these white blocks are about, these are placeholders for the eventual potion machines, but I keep putting it off because it was a nightmare. It was just a testicular cancer nightmare trying to build those. It took so long and was so hair pulling. I need to do it again because my colony won't be complete without it, but I'm putting it off big time. I've put it off for like a solid year now, I don't think I'm at my limit. I think I could put it off for longer than that. When it comes to procrastination, you might say that I'm a procrastitute or a procrastinaut. I don't know. I don't know which sounds better. A procrastinate would be like a hooker where you pay her up front, but then she says that she'll have sex with you in like a week. But it's not a ruse. She actually does it. It's just like a weird game she plays. Although I think that was an idiocracy already. Where the fuck is my iron? Why don't I have any stockpiled? Why can't my life be easy? This means I have to fucking make a stone pickaxe, probably. Yeah, I have to use stone pickaxes. I'm gonna whine some more. Whining will surely improve my lot. But that's gonna have to wait till next time. Next time's gonna be an action-packed episode. Let me fucking tell you what, because it's gonna be the episode where you watch me mine using stone pickaxes until I get enough iron to make an iron pickaxe, until I get enough diamond to make a diamond pickaxe. Riveting. Fucking riveting. It's a mile a minute, folks. It's so fast that like my cheeks are being pushed back like against my face like this, and my scrotum, the skin is smooth. Like all the wrinkles have been pushed flat by just how fucking fast and action packed that episode's. It's not even here yet, but like the shockwaves are smoothing my scrotum out. Are you ready for that? Can you handle it? Can you handle it? Extreme. I should be so lucky to have stashed iron here. That's gonna fucking suck. Don't watch it. Don't listen to my lies. That's gonna be the worst episode. That's all for this time. Click like and subscribe. And don't take my word for it. Pick up a book. Just take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow.